Hi, welcome to another video on my Arduino Mega2560. Last time I edited the code for some time, for quite a bit, most notably here, because of the fact that in my circuit, in an attempt to read digitally and give a digital output to an LED on my breadboard, and the only thing that works is then that either nothing works or an LED on board the Arduino works, which is quite in contrast to what happened a few episodes ago, that the onboard LED worked perfectly with 1 second delay and 2 second delay, or more appropriately burning for 1 second and then burning for 2 seconds. And later on I started to doubt that, because the cycle of the chain that drives the switch, the digital switch, was not short enough to actually hit it in that time. So whatever happens, I don't know. To do it digitally, I'm using for output digital 7, for input digital 11. Here is the LED. This is the input from the switch, and for some weird reason this somehow does not work. And even now, let me start a serial monitor, because that is also something weird. The LED only works when the serial monitor is active, and right now it reads 1 and there is nothing going on. So let me switch the whole thing on. And nothing happens. So this is quite weird. There may be something else going on. Let me check. No, the power adapter is connected. USB is connected, which is quite logically, because without it there would be no serial monitor. However, the motors are not running, and especially the motor that engages the whole circuit, or more appropriately the chain motor. And there is some logic in it, because there is a wire loose once again. So I'll try to do it. There you are. Once again. And there's not even a little sound of the motor, which is quite odd. So it's time to well, the LED burns, but again, that should not happen unless this input 11 shows that the LED is burning. So let me end this, put a 0, upload, error messages. Why is there an error message now? Probably, wait, herefore. C is quite picky, for a good reason. Okay, so let's start the serial monitor again. It's all 0 now. And this is not what it should do. This oops, that is not the point. No, go away. This is no this doesn't make any sense at all. This means actually that there is a programming error, because why else should it digital write something when I change the value here? That doesn't make any sense at all. So I need to check on that. What I have done is using not the actual input, but the variable for the input. So the content of digital read 11 is assigned to sensor value dig, and this is compared to, in this case, 0. So let me check, and it is 0 now. Let me check for 1, and if it is 1, which I don't believe, and yes, it is 1. So how come okay, wait a minute, then I should replace this by sensor value dig. Once again, and check. It is 1. So this means now that this one doesn't matter, while this does, and that is not correct. If this is 1, another thing is that I can, of course, let me do that, copy, paste, and here I say digital input 1, let me say no if, will be, I'm curious what this will give. And let's first start the board again, but it doesn't do anything at all. Oh, that's still mystery, but what does serial monitor say? Ah, look at that. So this value is changing. This is interesting. The LED on board is blinking, but this the value of sensor value digital here changes, as you can see here, but input 11 here is never changing, and that is strange. However, it's not as strange because I compare it here to 1, and then digital write high to 7. Should it be 7? I can change it to I can try to change it to another LED, of course, to check if that matters for some reason, and then I can try to do it to 9. Because 9 is to the green LED. So let me change from 7 to 9. Now I will output 9, and then digital write to 9. That's the green LED. Now I'm very curious what will happen. Oh, this is something curious because oh yeah, of course, nothing works because the serial monitor isn't working. Now it is, and even now the onboard LED is working. Let me turn up the potmeter to check if anything else will work. No. Okay. Then I will change it back, although let me put this one back because 9 and 7 is are being used now. Yes, let me do it again. Error compiling. That is correct. Analog line 43, yes. Do it again. Okay. Do it again. Nope. No change. And change back to 9, to 7. And change this back to 7, see what happens. And now the remarkable thing is that the external LED goes on. And it goes on absolutely. Oh wait, now I get it. It stays high. Wait, if I put this here, what will happen? Oh, this is a nice one. Okay, let me try this. And of course I need the delay. What will happen now? Now it blinks. Now it definitely blinks. So with this, and I should have thought about this earlier, now this really controls the external LED, and when I put a serial monitor now, now it controls both the external LED and the onboard, and I shut it off, and it's only the external LED. I will show you on camera. So without the motor running, this LED is going on and off with a delay of 1 second, and without the serial monitor running, this LED does nothing. Let me adjust it a little bit. This LED does nothing. So, putting the serial monitor on, and this one is doing something as well. Not intended, because I want to control this, and I forgot to put it low, so it was burning constantly. Switching off the serial monitor, only this one is burning, but the motor isn't. So the big question now is, why doesn't it? And nothing runs now. So I will off camera put one of the motors back on. And this motor is connected to, I should look at motor, and that is at 6. It is controlled by output 6. Which is still active. So actually it should have been running all the time. This is the sensor output. Here it goes right here to 6. So the question is, why isn't it doing anything? And let me put all the motors back on. First, nothing happens so far. Are they all connected? No, they are again not connected. And this is really getting annoying. but the motor aren't doing anything. Putting them all on. Or as much as I can. See, and this one probably as well. Yes. Let me show you. These are running. That one is running slowly, except for this one. And this one outside the view was quiet again. And the big question is, why isn't this one running? Which is connected as to 6. So let's see. What I can do is put the monitor on again. Which miraculously stops the one motor. And there it goes again. And stops. Oh, that's very curious. And it goes again. But still this one doesn't, and that is not the intention, of course, because this flashing should happen according to this running. So I have to find out yet. I have made a few comments to the analog write block to know exactly what I'm doing, which is always helpful. And right now this is not working as I expect it to do. So what I want to do first is to see if this is working anyway. And to know that, I will put serial print in here, which is for analog pin output value 5. So I say serial dot print analog out 6 is and serial dot print line, and that will be output value. Capital V 4. So this should be clear if it does anything at all. And then I need a serial monitor. It's giving to 20. So now I'm going to turn it up. as you can see clearly, it definitely does something to all the motors, by the way, but analog out 6, which as you can see here is definitely doing. But somehow the motor doesn't work, so it has to do something with the motor, which I have to check out. But this is the proof it does work. So yeah, I have to check on the motor. And that turned out to be a rather electronic failure, because the transistor I used for controlling the chain motor wasn't seated correctly. So now everything does work. The switch is being dealt with again. So now the question is, does the LED course work as it should? And I'm afraid the answer is no. Simply because there is no I have to check on the input here. So this one, I know it is reading correctly. Let me do it again. That is, I have to cancel something out, because now I know this is correct. Upload again. Yes. Serial monitor. And now I can see the value is really varying 0 and 1, which also means that I can cancel these lines and upload again. So now I will only see this. So the question is this doing what it should? And now it's touching, and now it's touching. So I'm starting it again. So now it's touching, and now it's touching, and now it's touching, now it's touching, and now it's touching, and now it's touching. So this looks a lot better. However, the LED is still blinking when it should not. So there is something that is not entirely correct. Which I can do as well and check for by doing an if for when the sensor value is 0. So it should be here 0, and then let's see what that gives. No, first upload. There you go. Serial monitor. And of course I should say different, to make sure that I know which one is which. Very quick upload. Serial monitor. Does this make sense? No, it doesn't. Because there are way too many ones. Unless there's a buffering, which is possible, that the switch isn't being released soon enough, so there are multiple ones. That is a possibility as well. But then again, the LED is constantly switching on and off and on and off, independent of this. So it's not to my liking. Quite an improvement, although, or I should say though, not although. And I will show you on camera. So with the current situation, the motors are working. It's just that you see this LED blinking on and off, but it should blink in the pace of this switch, and that is certainly not the case. So, and it is already running max speed. So let me turn the speed down. And you see it still blinks. So this is absolutely not the intention. And this LED is let me put it a little bit like this. This LED is blinking just because the serial monitor is running. And let me turn it up again. And well, yeah, you see it doesn't work as intended, unfortunately. But I won't give up. So with this I say thank you for watching, and I hope I solve it next time. Bye bye.